What is going on, guys? We are here. I'm Dynamite296 and we are here for the Project 1 All-Star race here at Dragon Trail Seaside. And today, or for the first half of this at least, commentating with me, we have Viper Z.
Good evening, and keen for what is going to be our first ever attempt at an All-Star race tournament.
Yes, very keen. We are currently watching qualifying for the open race. So basically what's happening here is we're setting the grid for the first race. The top 3 from this race will move into the All-Star race. Am I correct in saying that, Viper?
That's exactly right. Yes, so the top 3 here are fighting for their chance to be in the first ever Project 1 All-Star race. We're watching them come across the line now. Looks like it's going to be Lunacy with the final lap. He's currently sitting P2 and stays P2, but just less than a tenth and a half. So Banana Josh, our first ever pole sitter in a Project 1 All-Stars open race.
Yes, and behind him there's Lunacy. I don't have times up just at the moment, but I can probably guess that it was very close between the two of them. And then, I would say I'm surprised, but by the way he's been talking going into this race, seeing Jamo in third, I'm actually, not surprised.
And a bunch of these guys have actually got another lap, so my mistake, I may have jumped the gun there. It looks to be the Josh and Lunacy show at the moment. They are nearly a second clear of Jamo in third, but he is still hot on it as BK and Wags follow him through the death chicane.
Yes. As we see, they're coming up to the final corner now. Can these two improve? Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see BK improve. He's 1.6 seconds behind Banana Josh. I would expect him to be a lot closer than that.
Yeah, too true. He's actually 7 tenths up as well at the moment.
Coming across the line, Jamo doesn't improve, but BK improves into third place with a 132.6. Have we got anyone else on lap? Wags coming across the line. He's going through the final corner actually, and he'll be coming across the line soon too. What sort of time can he set? He's looking a bit weavy here.
He's got engine damage all the way around, so it was a big incident at the death chicane for Wagsy, so it'll be P5 for him.
And then we got our 2 newcomers to Project 1, Urgent and 2. But we get ready here, we move to the race. Now, it'll be interesting to see what the tactic is here. I don't even know how many laps this is, to be honest.
It's a 10 lapper here. So, of course, it is the top 3 cars that will qualify straight to our All-Star race. And after this, we go through for a full grid shootout. So that is every single driver we have for the All-Star race will go and set 1 lap around Seaside. Set their grid position.
As we get ready for the countdown here, 3, 2, 1, and they're off. And it seems that Banana Josh has got a good start. Everyone seems equal off the line except for the rear 2. Lunacy's going to actually hold it up the inside of Banana Josh going into turn 1. And will we see a fluffle here in this? So BK goes up the inside of Banana Josh, and he's actually going to take the lead going into turn 2. And now Jamo's going to look around the outside of Banana Josh, but he gets the door slammed on him. And Lunacy,
what a start.
Yes, poor start there from Lunacy. He's dropped all the way back to 5th place from 2nd.
That's not what we expect to see from it was our Season 2 champion, Lunacy, who is now just sailing around the outside of Wags now as he's frantically trying to make up a few places coming into our rhythm section here.
Ooh, big tank slapper through the first time through the S section for their BK. And Banana Josh has managed to close in within 5 tenths. He'll be looking to get through very quickly because he knows he's got a rampant Jamo and a fast Lunacy behind him. As Jamo actually goes for the move on Banana Josh. Dive bomb and a half, and he actually is he going to stick it? Banana Josh is probably... Oh, yes, he does. Oh, my God. That was an amazing move there from Jamo.
Don't know what I've just seen. What a move from Jamo. The way he actually managed to pull that up, but it's not over yet. He's got Josh all over the back of him. He's going to look for a move coming into the final corner here. Josh will not be happy with what just happened, and he wants to send it right back.
I can't get over that. That was insane. The thing we got to remember is these guys really don't have much to lose. It's not like there's a championship up for grabs. Yes, there's a place in the All-Star race, but I think
they're bumping too.
I think Jamo would rather, a win it or bin it strategy. If he doesn't get into the All-Star race, I think he'll still be happy that he's able to be here and compete with Banana Josh. Is he going to try and stick it up the inside of turn 1? Unable to do it, Banana Josh hangs it around the inside, which gives him the inside for turn 2. And now this has allowed Lunacy to pull up right onto the back.
And I think one man who will be all too happy with what's transpiring at the moment is Mr. Project One himself, BK, who has stretched his legs out to a 1.7 second lead at the front.
This is going to be the easiest sprint race that BK has ever done.
Don't say that now.
Nah, he's got it. I've got a lot of trust in BK. When he puts his mind to it, that man is fast and consistent. He doesn't.
Dragon Trail Seaside is it's obviously one of the toughest tracks on the calendar, having the death chicane the way it is, and all the hairpins are heavily traction limited.
Lunacy's gonna look up the inside of Jamo, and I think he's gonna get the position on the exit of the corner. Yes, he gets ahead before the death chicane. And I think what Jamo's probably going to try and do here is he's probably going to try and follow Lunacy, who will obviously catch up to the back of Banana Josh in the slipstream. And he might try to follow the Lunacy through on Banana Josh and then just hold Banana Josh behind to secure his spot into the All-Star race.
Oh, Josh runs it really wide there through the final corner. That was oh so close to a rotation.
Yes, Banana Josh pushing very hard for what, he should be he could be taking it easy right now, but I suppose when you've got Lunacy and Jamo behind you, you can't really back off at all. You have to be 110% all the way. As he gets very sideways on the exit of the turn. Jamo was just out of camera shot there. And will Lunacy try up the inside of this corner? Yes, he will. I don't know what turn this is. He's going to force Josh a bit wide, but Josh holds it on that curve. That curve, it can be driven on very well. Like, it's got a lot of grip out there for a curb.
Yeah, it's just part of the racing line out there. It's one of the main ways to get speed out of that corner. So all the rubber being put down over the years would have just cemented that curb as one of the grippiest parts of the circuit.
Yeah, I pretty much think you could call it asphalt now. It's not a curb. It's just part of the track. So you look, Jamo gives a little nose down the inside of Lunacy, but thinks better of it. These two really stalking Banana Josh, and this is just not allowing Banana Josh to pull away and build a gap and close in on BK. As through the dash chicane they go. Jamo very hesitant compared to these other two.
Wags in fifth is in the wall hard.
I think that's going to be Wags. Wags is going to be disappointed. He's not going to be in the All-Star race. That's his race over and done. Yes, engine damage. Yep, that's unfortunate there for Wags. Wags, obviously one of our more, wouldn't say quick drivers, but persistent. He's constantly there, always wanting to race. So I give a bit of a shout out to him. This man, if there's one guy you want on your team, it's Wags, because he's going to be there. As we see him blatantly ignore the pit rules.
So back to P2 here. We've got a really heated battle now for P2 as Josh has slipped all the way back to fourth and Lunacy and Jamo in second and third.
Yes, I did say Jamo was going to wait for Lunacy to move to the inside, and he actually might now look on Lunacy for second place. I think he thinks second's better than third. Now, will Lunacy help Jamo here? That's the question. I know those two are, I wouldn't say friends, but they're pretty good acquaintances, so will they try to work together to keep Banana Josh out of this All-Star race?
I would say Lunacy is gone from this one. He will check out and go hunting for that man out in first place, and it is down to Jamo and Josh to see who will fight it out for P3.
Jamo doing a really stellar job here, holding onto this P3. We don't see much of Jamo in Project 1 GT, but he's obviously showing that in equal machinery, he can be just as quick as the likes of Lunacy and Banana Josh.
And I think you've said it, that's the key drawing card for tonight. It is equal machinery for everyone. The exact same Nissan GTR will be behind everyone.
Yeah, and it's all going to come down to who's the driver. It's the reason it's the All-Star race. Who is the quickest driver?
Absolutely right, and we will see some absolutely top names, and what we're going to be finding out here is what top names will join them. BK at the moment is trying to lock his place in. Lunacy as well in second, and now Jamo has got a great run on Lunacy, being helped along by Josh.
Yes, I wonder if Josh is actually going to use Jamo and wait till the final lap. That could be one strategy we see played here by these drivers, is wait till the final lap to make your move. Sit in the tow, save a bit of tyres, save a bit of fuel, and wait till the last lap to pounce.
That's the thing. Tow here is such an important thing to have. Josh is going to be having, a massive amount of tow from Jamo ahead, and Jamo is probably, just a little bit too far out of Lunacy's slipstream to be getting any effect, but these guys will be going absolutely you know, 10 times quicker than what BK or Lunacy should be able to be doing right now.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of BK, the gap is coming down. These top 4 are actually coming together. So what was a 1.7 second gap going into lap 3, I think it was, is now down to an 8th, 10th gap. And Jamo isn't losing touch with Lunacy too much. He's still there within, maybe, I think he's just out of slipstream now.
You just wait. The second these top 2 start battling, it will bring everyone right back into it.
It'll bring the top 4 together. Like these 2 and Urgent. I'm sorry to say this. Obviously, being their Project 1 debut, you know, I don't think they realise like the pace of the field. But you know what? We welcome them with open arms. We're glad to have them here. The more drivers, the better. And
here we go. Battle for the lead now. Lunacy's making his move on BK.
Up the inside of what is technically probably turn 1, but it's BK's going to
BK makes contact.
Yes. As Jamo holds on the P3 in the background, Josh is going to try around the outside. Nah, he thinks better of it. I think if anything, the gap opened up with that overtake for the lead.
Yeah, well, the problem being that Jamo and Josh just they didn't stop scrapping. These two were really going at it.
Yeah, that's very, very weird. Like if I was Banana Josh, I'd be pushing Jamo towards the front because you'd rather a top, you know, be battling for the top 3 rather than just third. Because then, you know, you have a chance of overtaking not just the one driver to just get in. You have a chance of overtaking multiple drivers to secure yourself a spot. But it seems like these top 2 have checked out now. Lunacy's really put the pedal to the metal. He'll be someone to look out for in the actual All-Star race itself. So unfortunately he wasn't able to qualify straight through, but you know,
he wasn't a full-time driver, Dynamite. Wasn't able to secure. Yes. Yeah.
I did. But wasn't it past champions as well? I swear it was past.
No.
No? Okay. I thought past champions would have been allowed to enter, but it's alright.
It was one of the ideas on the table, but we thought against it as we wanted to get the most current grid possible.
Yes, okay, that makes a lot more sense. But I think Lunacy, yeah, he's done it here. He's showing that he should have been allowed onto the grid. He's putting in one hell of a performance. After the start, he had to be leading now by 1.5 seconds. As we see Banana Josh take 3rd place from Jamo. I'm not going to lie, I'm secretly rooting for Jamo here. I reckon it'd be a great story for Jamo to make it through to the All-Star race. Nothing against Banana Josh. I just really think that Jamo deserves to be in that All-Star race. He's put in the time and the effort, and he hasn't always, you know, been given the rewards for it. So for him to get into this All-Star race tonight would just be a big boost in confidence for him as a driver.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And so just looking back towards the times that we're seeing from Urgent and Tube. Tube's now lapping in the mid-33s, which is pretty much smack bang on what our 2nd, 3rd and 4th place drivers are doing. So it may have just been a case of being a little bit rusty getting to grips with the Group 2 car, but he's coming on strong.
Yeah, it's one of them things. If you didn't practice, you know, and he probably didn't know what he was coming into. So he's showing glimpses of pace, but it's just a shame that it's come a bit too late. You know, he's the gap nearly 8 seconds to Jamo. So as we watch this battle continue for 3rd place, it's Banana Josh really running it wide on that curb, and that's going to keep losing him. That could be the difference between him getting into this All-Star race, because he's going to lose so much speed down this main straight, and Jamo in the slipstream is just going to be able to hold onto the rear end of that GTR.
Well, the one thing Josh has got going for him is he's actually reeling in BK at a rapid pace right now. So Josh's last lap, a low 32, a 129, whereas BK's last lap was a high 32 with a 786.
We're just seeing a drop-off of pace here from BK. You see at the start of his stint, he was down in the mid to low 32s, and just since lap 4, I wonder if maybe the tyres have gotten cold, or maybe he's just backing off to, you know, thinking he could back off to secure himself a spot in this top 3, but maybe he's backing off a bit too much, because you see, like lap 4 was a high 32, and 5 and 6 he was down in the 33, so maybe even a mistake somewhere.
It actually looks pretty straightforward here with this one. So BK's using a lot more of his front tyres than any of the guys around him, as well as actually saving more fuel. So he's not really getting the best out of that that V8 engine in the front of the GTR, and it's allowing everyone to just pull up to the back of him.
And we see Jamo here. Jamo's fallen off the back. I think there was a mistake made. He seems to have dropped off the back of Banana Josh. So his all-star chances are looking a little less likely now, unless there's a big mistake from either Banana Josh or BK.
Yeah, and we see it now. So Lunacy has checked out now 3.5 seconds up the road from BK and setting mid-31s consistently. So sparring a mistake, it will be Lunacy who may take the top spot here, but it's now BK and Banana Josh who'll be the ones duking it for second and third. Jamo will just have to sort of wait and hope that he can get involved in the action a little later on. There are only 2 laps to go now here in Dragon Trail Seaside.
Yes, as we enter the penultimate lap. Is it penultimate lap? I can't remember.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm half asleep today. Banana Josh looking all over the rear end of BK. He wants that second place, even more security for him in this all-star races. He's going to try and use the run around the outside into... What has BK done there? What has BK just lost the rear end going through that corner, or...?
I couldn't answer that. He's sort of just dropping time over it. It was a 32.5 last lap from BK, so he clearly understands the urgency of getting onto it. But he's got a good run now here on Josh, so it's not over for him. He can still send one down the inside. Josh defends it. BK looking for the outside move, and Josh actually being really squiggly on the brakes there. So that's something that the stewards might have to look at.
Yes, as will BK try to hold it up the end of that? He thinks better of it and tucks it behind. And this is allowing the Jamo to close back in. So BK might be doing his friend a bit of a hand here by allowing Jamo. As we see Banana Josh just grazed the wall on the exit of the dash chicane. I love that corner. It takes so much skill to get through it fast. As we watch BK may try the inside, and he does on Banana Josh. Will Banana give him the space? Yes, he does. And now BK is going to use the slipstream down the main straight to get this second place back. He should be ahead coming into the corner, or maybe thereabouts. Just depends on what line Banana Josh will pick. He's been forced into the outside line. BK is going to go to the inside. Will he get the position done? Yes, he does. He holds onto it and gets a run to the front of Banana Josh before turn 2.
Great move there from BK into second place, and Jamo is now just getting ever so close to these two, and Josh is not going to be content with this. Third place is safe, I remind you. That will get you through to the All-Star race, but it is fourth place Jamo who will be itching to get himself in there. He's not in a spot to qualify right now.
Being the final lap, Jamo really has nothing to lose here. He could go for the wild move we saw back in the early stage of the race. Will Banana Josh look for the move here on BK? BK's going to go defensive. He's going to force Banana Josh to go to the outside. BK holds the inside line, keeps that second place.
He is now so close to these guys. The time lost from BK going defensive. It is 3 cars now going for these same 2 spots. Who's actually going to make it? Who will qualify for this All-Star race?
It'll all come down to who gets the best run through the dash chicane. And Jamo! Jamo's into the wall and he's got damage. That's unfortunate. As now Banana Josh is going to try around the outside of BK once again. BK is going to have that inside line though, and he's going to push the brakes really hard, and he's going to... Banana Josh once again running really wide on that curb, and Jamo does the same, but it's going to be Lunacy.
Lunacy pulling over.
Yeah, what is Lunacy doing?
Oh, he's letting Jamo in. Oh.
What has Lunacy done there?
So Lunacy on the final lap playing a couple of games, and he has let Jamo qualify for the All-Star race.
I'm actually
so you called it. You called it very early on. Lunacy, who, he's been a pretty AWOL in past seasons of Project 1, and has allowed Jamo to take part in the All-Star race in his place. So, for whatever reason, look, you said it, they're very close acquaintances. So,
that is very odd.
Bit strange.
As much as I'm happy for Jamo, Jamo thoroughly deserves that. That is a weird tactic there from Lunacy. He was 8 seconds in the lead at one point. Even on that final lap, I think he was 8 seconds in the lead.
Yeah, no, he pulled over coming out of the death chicane there, Dynamite, so... Yeah,
that's a very weird scenario right
congratulations, of course, to BK, Josh, and Jamo, who will be our representatives in the All-Star race. Let's not take any of the shine off these boys.
Oh no!
Some weird circumstances.
These three
but
boys have driven enough to earn themselves, regardless of what Lunacy has done, to earn themselves a spot in the All Star race. Yeah, I would have even been thinking about putting extending it to the top four, just from that move that Jamo did on lap one. That was insane. But yeah, no, congratulations to those boys, and we'll now get ready for one shot quali.
yeah,
Or
absolutely.
the shootout.
I will leave it to you, Dynamite. I've got to go and get myself prepared for that qualifying.
No
Happy
worries,
quali.
Viper. Yeah,
We shall
no
talk
worries.
later.
Cheers to have you in the box, and good luck on your one and only lap, mate.
Not a problem. Thanks for ramping it up.
As we're going to say goodbye to Viper now, he's off to go get ready for his shootout lap and All-Star race. Obviously, Viper being a race winner gets automatic entry into the All-Star race. As we now see some of the All-Star races rock up now. We got Viper in, Tim Ant in, Banana Cake Pie. Obviously, the host was already here. It's at this point that we say goodbye to Tube, JM Wags, and Urgent. Thank you very much, guys, for racing. We enjoyed your company, obviously Lunacy as well. So we appreciate it, and hopefully, if we do a second All-Star race, which I really hope we do, we'll hope to see you back in a more competitive state when you're more in touch with the league. With the exception, yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking. Thank you guys for racing. Oh, my brain hurts. As we got Blocky, Amazing Hour. Amazing Hour, obviously one of the fastest men in Australia. He's going to be one to watch out for tonight. He's going to be really hard to beat. And Blocky, a resident Kiwi, had a very good GT season with Revo. Obviously myself, Timmy, and Blocky taking Revo to the GT Teams Championship with the BMW M6. Both of those guys very fast, pushed me to absolute limit trying to get lap time out of that car. So this is going to be fun. I see in the chat we have a lot of Ridwan fans. I do ask that you don't constantly spam Ridwan's name. Yes, we're excited to see Ridwan. I'm just gonna go quickly grab myself a drink, and we'll be back for the shootout. Okay, I am back. I've got my drinks to keep me occupied for the rest of the night. And for anyone wondering, no, this is not alcohol. This is just a Pepsi can. Life of a diabetic. As we're just waiting here for the shootout to be organised. We got Curving Texas. Let's just join the room. And I'm not part of the All-Star chat, so I can't see what's going on, so I don't know when the first drive will go out until they go out on tracks. I do not know the order either, so I guess we'll all be finding out at the same time. That's gonna be fun. And it looks like Jamo is the first of the drivers to go out. He's taking his time. There we go. And here we go, the first of the shootout laps. We got Jamo 244. Obviously, we saw the open race before. Drove very well. Thoroughly deserved this spot in the All-Star race, and I'm so happy to see Jamo. He's had a tough few seasons here in Project One. You know, he's shown pace, but he just seems to get involved in gets caught, or not involved, he gets caught up in these unfortunate incidents, and you know, he hasn't always had the machinery under him, but he's proven here today that in equal cars, you know, he can go toe to toe with some of the big boys. So hopefully the All-Star race goes really well for him. I'd like to see him pick up a top 10 possibly. You can see here really revving the car out and try and get that fuel burn. Yeah, it's important for these one-shot qualies to have the car as light as possible, but try not to wear the tyres out too much at the same time. This will be a crucial part for everyone's lap, the death chicane. How they tackle this could make or break pole, whether you get pole or, you know, a high spot on the grid. As we come there, he's coming towards the final corner. He'll be, you know, focusing, really having all these tyre temps up as he comes onto the main straight. And here we go. Start of the one-shot quali. Jamo comes across the line to start his lap. You want to maximise your run onto the main straight, getting as much top speed as you can. Probably braking around the 100-metre board, down to second gear, and he's a bit sideways into the first corner, but he holds it in nicely. Really revving the car on the exit of that first chicane into the uphill section. Now it'll be interesting to see how much curb he uses, and he's going to stay really, not much curb. He didn't fully maximise it. Now down into the S section, can he maximise his run through there? He's really revving it out in fourth gear. Down to the back straight. Braking for the hairpin will be very crucial for this lap. Braking around in between the 150 and the 100, down the second gear. He's clipped the apex nicely, probably a little tad wide on exit, but it's going to give a better run into the all-important dash chicane. Obviously the first part easy flat out, use as much curb as you can. Oh, he's not using much curb. Now the second part, he's cautious, but he got through there very nicely. Into the final corner, we'll be looking for a nice tidy run through here, using as much exit curb as you can, but probably not as much as what we saw Banana Josh using. Yeah, it's very nice there, Jamo. Onto the main straight, taking as much speed as you can. He comes up to the line, and it's a 1:32.8. That's a very nice lap there from Jamo. As we now watch Banana Josh, the second of our runners. You obviously see a different livery for the guys who raced in compared to who automatically qualified, and then obviously, yes, but Banana Cake Pie has his special livery that we will see in a moment. I won't spoil it for you. Banana Josh here's got all his tyres up to temp, his brakes up to temp. He'll be here to start the lap. Will he use a wide line? Not as wide as what he was using in the race, but I suppose less fuel, fresh tyres onto the main straight. Let's see what he can do here. Down towards the proper turn 1. How's his entry? Very nice and smooth. On the curb. That's definitely a slight bit cleaner than how Jamo had it. It's a very nice run through turns 1 and 2. Up the hill through turns 3 and 4. How much curb will Banana Josh use? Will he run all the way out again? No. These first two drivers, no, he's purple by 0.4 of a second through the S section. Very wide line through there, which is going to kind of compromise him through the next part, but he seems to have held it nicely. Down towards the hairpin, again, crucial braking. Can he get it stopped and turned in time? He's a bit jittery on the brakes and he's run wide. He just got a little bit of that entry curb. That's going to cost him time. But he's still purple by 0.3 through the death chicane, using a lot of curb. Into the second part. Again, another driver that's cautious. Gets through, but probably not maximising as much speed as he can through there. As we see Ridwan join the room. To the final corner, braking very late. He's run a bit wide, he's missed the apex, and it's gonna muck up his run onto the main straight. He had a lot of understeer. As he comes up to the line now, will he be able to beat Jamo? Yes, he goes pole by 0.3 of a second. What was that? 32.458. As we now see BKXI out on track. Mr. Project One himself. Coming down, obviously the last of the drivers to race into the All-Star race. Down to turn 1. Nice, neat line through. Probably taking a little too much inside curb there. And a very nice exit as well. Very smooth on this on the power. Up through turns 3 and 4. Will we see a lot of curb used on the exit of turn 4? Bit wide from his apex, and yes, there we go. Lots of curb on the exit of turn 4. Maximising the acceleration through the corner. As we come down to the S sections. The S section. And that's a very nice run there through BK, showing them all how it's done. Very nice. This has been a very tidy lap from BK here. No real mistakes. Down into the hairpin. Braking probably a tad bit early, but he manages to clip the apex and get a nice run in. And he'll be maximising his speed through there. And then will he attack it or will he take it cautious? Again, not too much curb on the entry. And, oh no, BK's into the wall. BK's into the wall. That was a very nice run there through the chicane up until that point. Oh, that's so unfortunate for BKXI. He was really pushing it. Really pushing it. Props to him. Not many drivers would push like that. That's so unlucky for BK. He will be starting, barring any incidents, he will be starting this All-Star race from the back of the grid. That's so unfortunate. That was looking like such a good lap. That's so unfortunate. It's been moved now to Banana Cake Pie, who got voted into the All-Star race. Mr. Popular himself. Probably running the only yellow car in the field. As we'll see how he goes down into turn 1. The Banana Mobile. Will he be able to set a pole position? Taking a very, very weird line in the turn 1. Turned in very early. And using curb on exit. That's a nice smooth exit. Up through 3 and 4. Will we see him like BK he uses a lot of exit curb on 3. Will he use a lot of exit curb through 4? Use a lot of inside curb, and that's Banana Cake Pies coming out in force today. It's a very nice lap so far. Coming up to the S section. Banana Cake Pie's got that GTR on rails. Down towards the hairpin. Braking at the just after the 150 meter board. Down the second gear. Turn in. Hit that apex. He's taking a bit too much apex. And he's purple by 0.039 of a second. Very nicely, yes. So he's the first driver to attack the chicane and get away with it. Leaving it all on the edge through the final corner. What sort of lap time will it? Will it be pole position? Or provisional pole, I should say. Yes, my commentary skills are defined right now. Across the line. It's a 32.5, so that would provisional front row for Banana Cake Pie. As we look here to Viper Z. Mr. Obviously just come out fresh out of the comm box listening to my retarded ass. Comes across the line to start his lap. Into turn one. Can he keep it clear using a lot of entry curb? Hits apex of 1 and 2 nicely, and is he going to use a lot of exit curb as well? Yes. Viper obviously one of the quicker guys in Australia, so you know, if I was anyone else now, I'd be taking notes on how he's driving this lap. You can see very wide on the exit of 4, and he's purple by 0.3 of a second through the S section. Running a very nice line through there, trying to keep momentum while also keeping the throttle pinned. Keeping the throttle pinned while having the car turning. Yeah, anyway. Down into the hairpin, braking at the 100 meter board, very late. Down to third, second, yes. He's probably a tad wide on exit than I would personally like, but... And he's up by 0.7 of a second. Yeah, how much can he attack this chicane? As you see, lots of entry curve there. It's very well driven from Viper. Probably a bit cautious for the likes of him, but they're still very nice. Into the final corner. A bit wide there on the exit of the final corner. That's going to cost him a bit of time, but I don't think it'll affect his overall run. Keeping it very tight up to the line. He sets a 1:31.4. So nearly a second faster than what was provisional pole. And that puts Viper Z on provisional pole, and I don't see him dropping very far from that. As we now have our 3-time Enduro champion, Bodhod, fresh off a season with FP Motorsport, come across the line to start his flying lap. I beg, pardon me. In the turn one, again turning in that little bit early, not early, but early-ish. Up through turns 3 and 4. Will we see him also use the wide line on the exit of 4? Yes, we will. Oh, it's not as wide as we've seen as we saw Viper go, but he's definitely wide. A bit of a squirm there through the S section. That could cost him a bit of time. Up the hill, and then back down the hill towards the hairpin. Probably the most crucial braking point on this track. Very nice line through there. It's important to make sure you get your braking right, you hit that apex, but you also give yourself the drive and the line and the drive to get out of that corner, because you want to be carrying as much speed through the chicane as possible. Through the tunnel that hurts my eyes looking at it because of the sun. Into the final corner. Again, he's got that little bit of turning just as he hits the brakes. It's like the car turns slightly towards the corner as he hits the brakes, but he comes up to the line. Will this be enough to take Viper off provisional pole? No, it will not. It's a 1:32.6. So I think that actually puts him behind Banana Cake Pie and Jamo as well. Not Jamo, Banana Josh. So we see Blocky Rex. From my information, the only Kiwi on the grid tonight, from what I remember. He's taking a really wide line going there. He's trying to maximise that run onto the straight as much as possible. The number 88 finished 4th or 5th in the Drivers' Championship, helped Revo, his team, to the Constructors' title of GT Sport Season 5. Can he do something tonight in this All-Star race? Coming into Turn 1, gets the car a little sideways on the exit of Turn 1 and on the exit of Turn 2. Chucking a Shane Van Gisbergen line. You can see him rocking the Red Bull helmet. Lots of curb. Blocky using that track limits as much as he can. Down the hill he goes towards the S section. As wide as possible going before entering it. You want to use a little bit of curb but not too much to make the car bounce, and he's done that very, very nicely. Down towards the hairpin. Can he hit that apex? He's probably a little high on the apex, but still that's a clean run through there, I should say. Into the dash chicane. Will he abuse the curbs? Not as much as other people have. Through the death part of the chicane, running right up to the wall and grazing the wall. Really pushing the limits of that GTR through those corners. Into the final corner. Will we see him take that wide line once again? Yes, Blocky taking the wide line in, but he misses the apex, probably outbraked himself a little bit. Using exit curb and then straight lining to the finish line. What time will it be? To 32.1, provisional front row for Blocky Rex. And we have the other Revo driver, Tim Ant 46. Some of his actions off track have been quite questionable, but on the track, there's one thing for sure: he is fast. His team, the team he's driven for, has won the Constructors' Championship in the last 2 seasons of GT. Earned his way into this All-Stars race very early on with a win in the opening round right here at Dragon Trail. And he comes across the line to start his lap. Into turn 1 and 2 and 3 and I don't clamp that as turn 1. This is turn 1. Very nice line through there. Very nice. Tim attacking it aggressively but safely. Not too much exit curb there. Through 3, into 4. A lot of inside curb. Will use a bit squirmy on the exit. Probably not going to have the run down the hill that he would want. Into the S section. Ooh, very close to the grass, and he uses a bit too much of the inside curb. Again, too much inside curb there, making the car bounce a bit. That's going to lose him a bit of drive down towards the hairpin. Into the hairpin we go. Nicely clips the apex. That's very nice there from Tim. Probably the best we've seen all night so far. Into the dash chicane. Abuse the first part of it and then be as safe but as fast through the second part of it. Again, not as close to the wall as Blocky, but we're seeing as these faster drivers come out, they are attacking that chicane with bravado. Into the final corner. Will Timmy hit his apex? Yes, he has. He's going to get a nice drive here out of the final corner onto the main straight. And what sort of time can he post? It's a 132.2, so just behind Blocky. Probably those few mistakes in the middle sector have cost him that front row, that provisional front row. But he's provisionally second row. That's a very nice lap there from Timmy. And here we have, if anyone doesn't recognise him, this is the Smegmeister, obviously having a name change towards the end of the season as Lane. But as we see Lane here, very respected in the Project 1 community, sort of the father figure, and a very quick driver as he starts his lap here. Down the main straight. Going into turn 1, he'll be looking to keep this as clean, as smooth as possible. Oh, no, Smeggy, no. Bit too much curb on the inside of 1, and it threw the car off through 2. He should be able to bring this back. Again, he's a lot of curb on the inside there of 3. And he misses the curbing for 4, but he uses a lot of exit curb. Haven't seen anyone that wide since Viper. Curb into the S section. Very nice there from Lane through the S section down towards the hairpin. Very smooth on brakes. You don't want to lock them front brakes. Oh, sorry, apologies. You can't lock the front brakes. There's ABS. I forgot. Into the death chicane. Let's see how Lane attacks the death chicane. Yeah, cautiously. Yeah, it was a respectable attempt. We'll leave it at that. I reckon you had more in that lane. You have way more in that. I don't know. I'm sitting here in a commentary box. I'm not actually in the race, so how can I talk? I'm not an all-star. Comes across the line, 1:32.8. A nice lap, bit scruffy. I reckon a lot of that time was lost in turns 1, 2. As we move to the fastest man in Australia. PX7 Amazing Hour. Let's see how he can do this lap here. This will be a masterclass, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to stay on board and let you watch. Comes up to the line. What sort of time will he set? A 1:32.1. I wonder if Amazing Air was holding a bit back from. Still a very nice lap there from Amazing Air. I don't know where that puts him, as I can't see times anymore. But as we move on to Curving Texas, our MTCC champion. Obviously, a race winner previously and a season 1 champion of Project 1 GT. Comes across the line to start his lap after a very eventful season in the McLaren 650S. I'm sure he's loving this car right now. Into turn 1, it's sliding the rear end in. Very nice there from Curving Texas. Again, a lot of people running Red Bull helmets, which is very surprising because I don't think I've ever seen a Red Bull car in Project 1. Down into the S section. This has been a nice clean lap. He's going fast, probably not pushing the boundaries as much, but it's been a nice lap here from Tex so far. Over the hill and down towards the hairpin. I love this Dragon Trail Seaside circuit. It's such a if there's one fictional track in Gran Turismo that I would want to be made in real life, it's this track. obviously with modifications to the death chicane. As we see Tex going through the death chicane now, pushing it very hard. There's still some to be left on the table. Through the final corner. And up towards the line. What sort of time are we looking at? It's a 1:32.7. I have no idea what the grid's going to look like this, but now I think the moment everyone's been waiting for. Sir Ridwan F1. Our Season 4-5 Project 1 GT champion. And probably one of the fastest guys here in Australia. Comes across the line to start the final lap of one-shot quali. And his entry into turn 1 here will be crucial. I think Viper's currently on provisional pole with that 1:31.4. Bit squirmy through 1 and 2. He should be able to pull it back through the rest of the lap. Through 3, very wide entry into 4. Missing the apex just a little bit, but using a lot of exit curb, which is very nice. As we said in the previous race, it's pretty much part of the track out there. Through the S section, how much speed can he take through the E? That looked very fast, even though they probably all look the same to everyone. My eyes are just weird. Down towards the hairpin, this will be crucial for his lap. Can he get it stopped in time? Again, a wide entry, a bit squirmy, and he's going to miss the apex and run a little bit wide. That could be the difference between pole and second right there. Into the death chicane. Oh, very nice. Going into the final corner, I think this is going to be fairly close. I think it'll be a high 31. That's what I'm predicting. That's what I'm looking at. A very wide entry into that final corner. Misses the apex, but it's going to give him a better run onto the straight. As it comes up to the line, it's a 31.7. I did say it was going to be a high 31, and I was right. So, Ridwan, front row from Viper. Behind Viper, I should say. Very good lap from those two. Once the grid gets confirmed, I will let everyone know. But there we have it, boys. The one-shot quali for the All-Star race. As we see Ridwan put it into the wall. We got a few drivers coming out on the track now for some reason. Oh, no surprise, it's Tim Ant and Ridwan. These two are jokers. Celebratory donuts for Tim. He's just happy to be here, guys. Ridwan seems to be happy with that second place. And Smeggy has left the room. Oh. I think we may have had a crash. Just maybe, possibly, may have had a crash. Come from the land of the ice and the snow. I'm going to keep singing until the lobbies reopen, Banana. I'm just going to find out what happened. I get an answer here from BK. Oh, okay. So the race is until next week, guys. Alright, this is the stream done. I'll see you all next week. My bad, I'm not on top of it. Yeah, so our top 3 are Viper Z from Ridwan F1 from Blocky Rex 88. So yeah, we'll see you all next week and for the race. I'm gonna have to rename this video now.